Hey, Niktana here with another episode of By the way, I do improv. I don't do scripts.
Yeah. Oh, same.
I can't. I hate it.
I was just reading over the questions, and I got a big idea, so I'm like, okay, I can kind of figure out from there.
Well, it's for me. It's like you can tell when I'm reading versus when I'm doing improv, and I hate that because I can even hear it. So that's why I just do it off the cuff. All right. Hey, Niktana here with Edgeyberzerker, and I am so happy to be doing another interview. And I wanted to have her especially on because I've been watching Edgy for I think like 5 years now, and originally I had found her through, I was like sick or something if I remember correctly, and then I was literally just like half dead just clicking the Xbox controller on YouTube, and then I found, like, I was just looking up Soul Edge Sophia, and eventually I found SoulBlade Sophia, and it was Edgeyberzerker's episode on it when she played the arcade playthrough it. So after that I was hooked. And then I just pretty much binge watched everything. And to me, especially, even back then and especially now, she's just the queen of fighting game content. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Edgeyberzerker.
Hello! I'm here.
And thank you so much for doing this. Like I said, it's exciting because I've been watching you for so many years. And it's like, again, starstruck because like, finally, like, it's so exciting to talk to the people you watch and actually get to interact with them. Yeah. So it's really, I'm really excited.
Yeah, as someone who like marked out when I had like my favorite artist, the Toshinden artist, like hit a like on a drawing I did, I'm like, oh my god, senpai noticed me.
Well,
it was crazy.
It's just such a good feeling because, I mean, it's always nice to feel that little bit of like approval, but it's like, it's just when it comes from someone you're watching and just that interaction of like, there's just a specific feeling reserved for that, and luckily I get to do this with this interview playlist when they accept, and I couldn't wait to talk to you because this is our first time actually talking, like, besides me like talking through text.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, okay, this is first voice chat, and don't do a lot of voice chat, but that's okay. Because actually the talking through text is a good way to get me to then be like, okay, now I'll voice chat because I know you more and I can trust you and da-da-da.
And plus, I think for me, it's like, I always got worried, because I love to leave big comments. And I get nervous that people are like, oh my god, what is this book? And I've had that. I've actually left comments that people, not on your channel specifically, but ones that are like, Jesus, write a book. And it's like, oh my god, like, you want to tell the artist and appreciate the person, like the content creator, and show them the work. I hate when people just say like, oh yeah, good job, nice. Like, it just gets lower and lower and lower until it's just a period.
Yes. I've had a few of those ones actually.
So
it's like you can say more.
Oh, no,
it's like you can say more. It's okay. It's like, please, when you comment, you don't have to say hi, dot. It's like you can keep going. It's fine.
So first question. Oh, shit, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I'm good.
Okay.
Too much hype.
No, I'm really excited too. Yeah. Because there's so many things to ask. All right. First one.
Yeah.
A little context for the viewers. So the first interview is to get to know the creator. The second interview is to get to know the creation. So the first question will be, who is Edgeyberzerker? Like the persona, the origin of the name, perhaps, or like is it an OC? What is the Edgeyberzerker host?
This one's a fun one. I've mentioned it before on the channel, but for those who don't know, the Edgeyberzerker is a name I used in high school. So that reeks of 90s. And the first part, edgy, is a term of endearment for the wrestler Edge. And the Berserker part was from Clerks, the song Berserker. So anytime I say donate or something to like another live stream, they sing the Berserker song and then they apologize. It's like, no, please, that is exactly what I wanted. So it's just like a name I've used since high school and just kind of stuck with it. It's like, yeah, it sounds stupid in like current context, but it's fine. Plus, it's fun to say when I'm like, saying like, hey, it's Edgeyberzerker. It's just fun to say it like that.
See, I honestly, I was spelling it wrong. I was spelling it with an S when I was trying to search you a few times. And then when I remember one search, because I couldn't remember your name, but I remember the edgy part, ironically.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I looked up and typed Edgeyberzerker girl. I thought it was that. I thought I had so many. I couldn't find you. Guess how I found you again? Sophidia.
How? Yeah.
That's how I found you.
And it's funny because now top search,
SoulBlade.
if you go Edgy plays Fist, I'm right there.
Oh my god. Is it because you're the only person playing Fist?
Yes, and the only person who went in detail on it too.
I mean, you're the only person that I could find playing fucking Battle Masters, but that's for the next video.
Oh, that's next time. Get hype.
All right, question 2. What made you start your creative journey, like when you first made Edgeyberzerker and your content? Like, what was the beginning?
Okay, that one's an interesting one in the sense that I did it because around the time I started was when this depression fog that I had was starting to finally lift. And then I learned how to do the capture things and that. I was like, okay. And so I was like, you know what? Just to keep myself busy, because if I don't do anything, that's when you get stuck in your own head and that. I'll just, make these videos and talk about things I enjoy, which is basically fighting games, because I could talk for hours about those. And and JRPGs, though I'm going more for fighting games, but RPGs are now on the stream, which is great because now I'm getting known for that on Twitch, which is awesome. And yeah, then it's just kind of grew from there. I like the steady build that I'm getting as opposed to boom, suddenly popular. It's like, no, just steady, please. Steady good. And yeah, I just kind of stuck with it since. I was having some doubts over a few I'd say last year I was having some doubts maybe I shouldn't because YouTube Yeah. But then I was like, you know what? Let's give myself a day off during the week instead of doing every day. See how that goes. And you know what? That's what rekindled the joy that I didn't have to do it every honking day.
Great. There we go. It's working out. Okay. And we're back.
Yes.
All right, so we had a little bit of a cut, but we're back now. So, going to question 3. What is your driving force behind your creativity? What makes you keep creating and just keeps those creative juices going in your road ahead and your journey keep going as you create?
A lot of people actually don't talk about fighting games a lot, even just lore. Or just finding those weirdo PS1 games made in Japan and things like that. The only people that maybe would cover that is Maximilian or Wooly, but that's about it. And then also there's not many female fighting game players either though.
Yep.
So it's you know what? Let's fill a niche. Plus I love fighting games. I want to talk about them. It gives me a captive audience to talk about Toshinden. And that's all I want. Because I love the genre so much. That's the best way to put it.
That's one of the reasons I think I gravitated towards your channel too, because it's for me, I was playing in the arcade when I was in the single digits.
Yeah.
And when I saw your channel, SoulBlade, that whole series is my I've had that game in my life every time I had a bad day through childhood to adult.
Yeah, and that's the game that I own still from when I bought it way back in the day. In that Tekken 2 case, and it's barely working now, but it's working.
Same. I have all my old all my old discs and shit. They're probably scratched to hell, but they're just it's amazing to hold it and think if you close your eyes, I remember what it felt like holding this, putting this in the old PlayStation, seeing that old fucking the PlayStation logo pop on, and then just especially Edge of Souls popping on. I get teary-eyed every time I fucking hear that song. But
so good.
Oh yeah, I know. And Tekken 2's intro too. That gets you hype.
In my case, PS1 especially. I grew up with Nintendo and Super Nintendo and that, and those are wonderful ass systems, the best. Because if it wasn't for Super Nintendo, I wouldn't be playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and that's where all that ballooned. But when PlayStation came out, and then I saw artwork of Toshinden and read character profiles, I fell in love with those characters. I'm I gotta play this game. I'm gonna save up my lunch money and get myself Toshinden and a PlayStation And once I finally saved up that $218, that's with tax, and got my little PlayStation because I bought the games prior.
Yep.
And it's like those were my motivators.
Yes,
I got Toshinden 1 and 2 for it. And all I did was listen to the music the whole time because that's all I could do with those until I got my system. Popped it in, and just that intro and everything was like, yes.
And plus, I'm sure it helped with this. Like, it was sort of the achievement of that too, because you finally reached your goal. But
I saved up for something on my own instead of doing what my brother did, which was beg mom and dad until they gave in.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I'm going to do this myself. And when my parents found out I saved up for this thing myself, they're like, oh, well, here's $50. Get yourself any game you want for it since you saved up.
That's nice.
And because the used games were dirt cheap, ooh, I got so many.
Oh, but there was the other thing is like, that was probably another, that was actually the key factor. Like I said, going back to the fighting game part, I was blown the fuck away by how many you covered and ones I totally missed. That's why I was like, oh, this person I'm subscribing. She is a hidden gem. Like, this is, I had not found another channel. And I'm not trying to like discredit like others, you know, like other male creators that do stuff like, but there's something to say about like how much work you do. Like, you might, like, even if you even if you're not the best at a specific game, you still put everything you have into playing every single fucking character in such a thorough completionist way where I was like, this is amazing. When you see like other people cover a game, it's usually a one-off where you do a whole playthrough on said game and just do every single character, even the secret characters. So that's why I loved about your channel, and always say like you're pretty much like the queen of fighting game content of how thorough. But there's one game in particular that's a staple, and you mentioned it, Toshinden. So that was where I was like, holy shit, someone else knows this game.
The Toshinden Tuesdays.
I started on a remix for the Saturn.
Yes. That one was a gift from an ex. I got a Saturn and that game. Mm-hmm. So that's how I played that one. But that was
voice
late
acting.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
It was chef kiss.
It is just amazing. Like, I love cheesy 90s, like, just there's just the voice acting.
Phil, hey, you done sweeping the office. I need you to record some voices back here. No, don't worry about it. I heard you can do, like, I don't know, like, Japanese, Mexican. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine.
So stereotypical. And I love, like,
oh my God.
They may as well just wear a shirt saying, I am this.
Yes.
Because when I heard
I'll
Sophia's,
never forget Show's voice. Because Show sounds Romanian.
See, mine, the one, because Ellis and Sophia's voice stick, but
I never give up.
Well, oh god, I keep getting the name. It starts with a K, like the other sword guy. Kyan, thank you. His Scottish fucking voice. In my recording of it, I was crying laughing because he was like, Terry Lane. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then you hit him, he's like, oh. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And the best is when he gives the thumbs up, because in that one he's just like, yeah, right?
Yep.
Japanese one, it's yeah.
Well, it's so amazing to hear, like Ellis, but hers, oh my god, just the I never give up.
The attempted Turkish was so cute.
Or Sophia's, like, oh my god, just
sounds like my Russian accent. Honestly, that's why whenever I do a Russian accent, I always apologize to the country of Russia.
Well, it's just like with the.
I'm sorry.
It's just like it's so hard not to laugh and love it, but you know it's wrong. Yeah. It's a product of its time, but it's just so. It's so wrong and horrible that it makes me feel so fuzzy inside just because it's like it's just so fucked up.
And then when you play the Japanese version, you hear the Japanese voice actors like, you guys are giving this like chops.
I've never actually heard it.
What is going on? That's really good.
I'd have to do it. I've only listened to the cheesy English. But here's the thing. Here's a question for you. What is worse? Toshindens or Resident Evil 1?
I'm still gonna go with Toshinden. Because Resident Evil 1, they just hired some random people they found on the street. Barry Burton was said to be just a kindergarten teacher that was in Japan. And it's just like, you know what? You guys did all right. And I recently replayed that on stream, right? And there was one part where it's Jill, Chris, and Rebecca leaving.
Oh, God.
And Rebecca turns around and goes, "Wow, look at those monsters!" And I just died. That delivery was art.
I think what makes Toshinden worse, in my opinion, is just the accents. Like, if they didn't have the accents, yes. I don't think it would have had the same appeal.
If Italia was released in the 90s. That's the best way I could describe the dubbing.
Is it horrible that I look for games with shitty dubbing?
No, that's good because what was it? Psychic Force, the first one.
Oh my god, yes! I forgot about that. Oh, what was the character's name?
The one villain sounds, I forget, but he's in blue and he sounds like he's ready to take out a hurdy poop. And he just wants to fart, but he can't because he's always talking through his teeth like this.
Well, there was one character that it was the younger one with the mom.
Yeah.
That was fucking dial. I was crying.
Oh my god, it's so funny. And then in the sequel, it's like, wow, you've had a glow up, sir. What the hell?
All right. Okay. So for the viewers, new and ones that are fans of use, perhaps ones of use, Nick.
Yeah.
Ones of yours. All right. What does your channel offer for viewers, if they didn't already know from us talking? At least, what is your content focus? What do you want viewers? What are viewers gonna find?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so even though on the surface you see me cover fighting games character by character, I like saying it that way. It's you'll notice that I try to cover either well-known fighting games, beloved ones. But I also want to go into Garbage Day as well because those need to be recognized too. And I'm not talking about the Steam library Garbage Day because that anyone can post a game on Steam, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about licensed.
Yep.
And they allowed them to license this and put it on the system. And then sometimes it's just the X 1999. I find out that it was just a reskin of Psychic Force because they wanted a licensed game for X99. But then they're like, let's just do Psychic Force with it, and we'll just use the same engine, but because it works with what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that, and then I play Psychic Force and realize, wait, where have I seen this before? And then I did more research and realized, oh, it's just the same team that worked on it. And I was like, that was pretty cool. And that one was a surprisingly decent fighting game, I gotta say. And you find hidden gems too.
Yeah.
When you think, okay, this might be shit, but then you're like, no, I like this.
And I think that's a big value point to your channel too, is because you play the popular ones, but you also play ones even I've never fucking played. But you also play older RPGs too, I never watched anything on the Raito Kuzunoa one.
Yeah.
And ironically, someone was playing on a stream. Her name is Gur. She's an artist, but she was playing Shinigami Tensei. I think of one of the series. But I was like,
3.
Wait, that jack-o'-lantern, that looks familiar.
Yep, because all the Shinigami Tenseis are all linked with the demons, and that includes Persona as well.
Oh,
that's why I love that series so much. But I have moved the RPGs more to Twitch streaming.
Mm-hmm.
However, that works better because I can do 3 hours at a time as opposed to 30 minutes to an hour. So it kind of works better, and sometimes I can go a little over if I want.
Yeah.
But I do plan on making say a stream channel eventually and just have those uploaded if people want to watch those. So,
for the VOD collection.
Yeah, basically. I've covered some fighting games I haven't covered yet on the channel, only because I haven't gotten to that point. Because I also want to try to do chronological with the fighting games, and that's the other thing too. I'm doing it in chronological order.
And I guess
and that's kind of the unique take on that too, because it's okay, even though I could technically go to Street Fighter 5, I still need to do Alpha 2 and 3 before I go to Street Fighter 3. So, yeah.
And the last thing, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube under Edgeyberzerker. and Twitch under the same name as well. I generally post up my schedule now because I realize having a schedule works. But on the YouTube channel, I do basically Sundays through Fridays, because I give myself Saturday off. If this is getting posted up in June, I am taking Wednesdays off in June right now, but then I'll be back at it in July. So yeah.
All right, and plus links will be in the link, or links will be linked in the link below. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Links will be in the description below from like her other platforms, just so people have the ease of access if they don't want to venture into the dark caverns of YouTube.
Especially since I spelled the name kind of wrong on purpose.
The links will be there, so they can just click and go. But
they can find it.
All right, so this will be the first interview. Thank you so much, Edgy. We'll be continuing with for the second one soon. And
no problem.
I really was so excited because, like I said, for me it's like, because even before when you said yes, I was getting a little teary-eyed because I was like, okay, finally I could properly thank her, because when I found your channel and was binge watching you, I was going through, like, this is before I did my YouTube, and I remember just sitting there, like, just feeling like either lonely or just like I was up at night with anxiety and just like watching you, and it was like, I just wish more people understood that there's something to be said about, like, especially during the pandemic, but even before that, of just watching someone and just feeling like a friend's in the room and having them talk and just not feel alone and play things and just have a good time and bring out good vibes. But also I appreciate that, like, there was a point where I looked at my footage recently and your footage recently, like in like the past couple of years, but it's also I applaud that you are authentic, because there was a dip, and I noticed in both of ours, where it was almost like beat down a little bit from like the year. Like there was like a dip and like, oh my god, I want to do this, but just like and sometimes games beat you up. Like, let's just be frank. Some fighters just break you where you just don't want to play the fucking thing ever again. Guilty Gear being like the one that I remember. Oh,
Guilty Gear and Samurai Showdown in the same week.
Yep.
That did me in.
That was like, terrible. Oh my god, I remember that. I felt so fucking bad because I was like, one, I already know Sam Show's fucking AI is unforgiving. I never played Guilty Gear 1, but holy shit, the boss!
It's a great game.
And the one-hit kills!
The one-hit kills is what does it. That's the one that does it. Because it's like, okay, I almost got the beat in. No! Every time.
Well, that's how I feel about special moves. Like, I actually hate meter burn moves that are cinematic in games now, like the fighters, because like it feels like match robbery to me.
Yeah.
And it always happens right when it's like any other time. They do it right when this final hit would have been the end. It's just like, I feel old, and like the old grandpa saying like, back in my day we didn't have meter. That's Soul Cal, anyway. But
that's true.
Any last words for the audience, Edgy?
Play fighting games. Just play them. I don't care. Like, this is legit. Like, a lot of people say, oh, they're too complicated and da-da-da. It's like, no, just play them. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad. Just play them. See what you like. See what characters you like. You never know, right? Play for the lore, maybe, because a lot of them do have amazing story modes now.
I know, right?
Tekken needs to work on theirs, but I'm not going to have that right now. But you'll find a character that you like, because there is a character for everyone. And just play them. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Like, you know what? It's too late for me to be FGC ready. I don't care. I'm just playing them for funsies.
Exactly. And not only that, like, some characters, when you connect with that, it's almost like they're telling your story in a moralistic way. Maybe not exactly, but just follow the same moral compass as you, and you can battle them and connect with them in a way that allows you to be brought into the world of the series.
Or if they have like a ripped up trench coat and have a shotgun, it's like, oh, vaguely goth. I wonder which one Edgy's gonna pick.
Was that a Vermilion reference?
Like I said to everyone. I said to everyone, use Vincent Valentine as a base character, and they could go above or below, but only slightly on each one, and then you know the character I'm gonna play.
Did you play Noelle Vermilion?
I sure did.
Okay. All right, this is Niktana, this is Edgeyberzerker, and thank you so much for watching, and have a great week.
Bye!